Have you ever stopped and wondered if there's like a blueprint for the universe? You know, some kind of hidden code that explains how everything got here and how it all works? Well, thousands of years ago, ancient Chinese sages were convinced they'd found it. And it wasn't some complicated equation. It was actually a series of beautiful, elegant diagrams.
I know, it sounds a little out there, right? How could a couple of old drawings explain, well, everything? But that's the mystery we're going to dig into today. We are going to decode the logic behind two incredible cosmic diagrams, the Yi Dao and the Luo Shu, and the really powerful system they inspired.
Now, a system this big wasn't just built overnight. Nope, this thing was developed over thousands of years by three absolute legends. First, you've got the mythical emperor Fuzi, who first saw the symbols. Then, centuries later, King Wen came along and arranged them into a system you could actually use. And finally, the great philosopher Confucius layered in all of this deep, philosophical meaning.
Okay, so to really get this, we have to start right at the beginning. We're talking about the original blueprint of the cosmos, something that was said to be a gift from the heavens itself.
So the story goes like this. The great sage Fuzi is meditating by the Yellow River, and suddenly this mythical creature, a dragon horse, comes right out of the water. And on its back is this wild pattern of dots, a literal cosmic map. Fuzi realized he wasn't just looking at some random spots. He was looking at the numerical DNA of the universe.
So Fuzi starts looking closer, and he sees this simple but really profound logic inside the pattern. He sorts all the numbers into two groups. The odd ones, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, he called heaven numbers. They're yang, active, bright, full of energy. And the even numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, were the earth numbers. They're yin, passive, quiet, and receptive.
And here's the really beautiful part. When you add up all those heaven numbers, you get 25. Then you add up all the earth numbers, and you get 30. Put them together, and the grand total of this cosmic blueprint is 55. That number represented the perfect harmony and the completeness of all of creation. Pretty cool, huh?
So using this number logic, Fuzi creates the very first arrangement of the Guaja, which just means the 8 symbols. This one is called the Shanten, or Pre-Heaven Ba Gua. And you can think of it like a perfect snapshot of the universe in its ideal state. It's a totally balanced, theoretical model before all the messiness of the real world kicks in. The big thing to remember about this pre-heaven setup is that it's all about perfect conceptual balance. Heaven is directly opposite of earth, water is directly opposite of fire. It's this beautiful idea of primordial harmony, but, and this is important, it's not a practical map. There's no north, south, east, or west, it's pure theory.
So, if the Yi Dao was the big theoretical blueprint, the next question is obvious. How did ancient thinkers create a map for navigating the actual world we live in? Well, the answer comes from a second and just as important diagram.
Okay, so fast forward a few centuries. China is dealing with this massive, catastrophic flood. The sage Yu is trying his best to control the waters when, you guessed it, another divine creature appears. This time, a turtle emerging from the Luo River. And just like the dragon horse, this turtle had a message on its back, a whole different pattern of dots called the Luo Shu.
In this pattern, wow, it was something else. It was a perfect 3x3 grid of numbers, and its mathematical perfection was just stunning. The numbers in any line you could draw, horizontal, vertical, or even corner to corner, they all added up to the exact same number, 15.
This just illustrates that perfect balance so well. I mean, look at the math here. Across the top, 4 plus 9 plus 2, that's 15. Down the side, 4 plus 3 plus 8, also 15. The diagonal, 8 plus 5 plus 2, yep, 15 again. It works every single time in every direction. It's actually the world's first ever recorded magic square, a model of perfect static order found right in the middle of total chaos.
So, inspired by this incredible model of order, another sage, King Wen, creates a brand new arrangement of those 8 symbols. This one is the Hoqin, or Post-Heaven Ba Gua. And this is totally different. It's not about some ideal state of creation. It's about the cycles and the flows of the world as we actually experience it. And get this,
King Wen developed this whole system under the most extreme circumstances, while he was being held as a political prisoner for 7 years. That intense period of reflection led him to create a practical tool. He assigned the symbols to specific directions, north, south, east, west, and turned the abstract Ba Gua into a map that you could apply to real spaces. This is the foundation for practices like Feng Shui that people still use today.
Okay, so here's the crucial part, the thing that ties it all together. It's understanding the relationship between these two systems. They aren't in conflict with each other. They're more like two different layers of reality. You've got the blueprint, and then you've got the application.
Let's just put them side by side. The Yi Dao from the dragon horse is all about dynamic generation. It's the active, creative energy that brings the universe into being. The Luo Shu from the turtle represents static balance. It's the underlying order that keeps the existing world running. So one is about how the universe is born, the other is about how it's ordered. And that dynamic leads directly to the two Ba Gua arrangements. The pre-heaven is the Ti, that's the theoretical essence, the what is it. It's about perfect opposition and helps us understand the ideal. The post-heaven is the yang, the practical application, the how do we use it. It's about cyclical flow and helps us navigate the real world. See, one is the theory, the other is the practice.
So, with these pieces in place, the blueprint and the application, the theory and the practice, how did the ancient sages actually use this system to interpret the world around them? Well, they used a really clear 4-step process.
First, they would observe the image, which is the symbol or the situation right in front of them. Second, they'd analyze the number, the mathematical pattern underneath it all. Third, from that, they would figure out the principle, the universal law that was at play. And finally, they could use all that knowledge to make a really informed decision about the future, a process they called divination.
You know, if there's one single idea to take away from this whole explainer, it's got to be this classic phrase, Xian Tian Wei Ti, Hao Tian Wei Yang. It means the pre-heaven is the essence and the post-heaven is the application. To really, truly understand anything, you need to grasp both its fundamental nature and how to actually use it in the real world.
This entire system, when you boil it all down, is a language. It's a language designed to read the universe, built from images, numbers, and principles. And that kind of leads to a final thought for you. What are the main languages we use to describe our world today? Is it math? Is it computer code? Genetics? And do they also have both an essence and an application? Something to think about.